Hello friends, namaskara, namaste. I hope you're all doing well. This is Shrikant and welcome back to Happy Helmet. In today's video, we're going to talk about Kawasaki versus 1000. Yes, the 1000, not the 1100. It's big, it's green, it's got the heart of a ninja and soul of a tourer. It's the Swiss Army knife of bikes, except louder, faster, and it won't fit in your pocket. Comfort, power, and a suspiciously good relationship with twisty roads. It's basically the friend who says, one more hill? And you say, why not? They said it's the touring machine. They didn't say it's one of the most underrated bikes out there. Today, after 15,000 kilometers, I'll tell you why the Kawasaki versus 1000 deserves way more love than it gets. Three things that sold me: Japanese reliability, comfort, and that sweet inline 4 engine. The riding triangle is perfect for long hours, and the seat feels like it was designed for endless highways. After my Bangalore to Leh and back trip on the Adventure 390, I realized that touring is my forte. I needed a machine that could handle thousands of kilometers without breaking a sweat, and no other bike could fit that space better than the Versys 1000. Comfort is where the Versys shines. The seat feels like a sofa, the wind protection is excellent, and the ergonomics make long rides effortless. This bike is built for devouring miles without breaking your back. This motorcycle comes with an inline-4 1043cc engine that produces 120 PS of power and 102 Nm of torque. It comes mated with a 6-speed gearbox and a slipper clutch. I have installed an OEM quick shifter and auto flipper on this and it works brilliant. This engine is smooth, refined and really torquey. It's the same engine as Ninja 1000 but tuned for chill. The 120 HP from the inline-4 engine is buttery smooth. On highways, it's a magic carpet ride. In the twisties, surprisingly nimble for its size. Yes, it's big, but once rolling, it feels lighter than you'd expect. Comfort is where the Versys 1000 really flexes. Up front, you've got 43 mm upside down forks with 150 mm of travel, and yes, they're fully adjustable for preload and rebound. That means whether you're solo, two up, or loaded with luggage, you can dial in for plush highway cruising or firm it up for spirited cornering. At the rear, a gas charged monoshock with 152 mm travel keeps things balanced. It's adjustable too, so pillions don't just get a seat, they get a sofa with suspension tuned for their liking. On the road, this setup feels like a magic carpet. Be it broken tarmac, highway undulations, even those surprise speed breakers, the Versys 1000 just glides over them. Touring comfort isn't just about the seat or the handlebar, it's about how the bike behaves and saves your spine, say after a 500-kilometer trip, and here the Versys is in a league of its own. The seat is so comfy, I considered cancelling my home stay and just sleeping on it. Honestly, the pillion seat deserves its own Airbnb listing. Coming to fuel efficiency and practicality. For a 1000cc inline 4, the Versys 1000 is shockingly sensible. I mean, on highways, I've seen between 15 to 17 kilometers per liter at least, and even in mixed riding condition, it stays in that range. That means you can cruise without constant fuel anxiety. Pair that with a huge 21-liter tank, and you're looking at a touring range of well over 300 kilometers per fill up. Now let's talk practicality. The upright ergonomics, wide handlebar, the sofa-like seat make long days effortless. Add in the plush suspension, and you've got a bike that doesn't punish your back even after 500 kilometers a day. Yes, it weighs 255 kgs, but once rolling, the weight disappears. In traffic, it feels like dating a sumo wrestler who's gentle, loyal, but takes up space. On highways, though, it's planted and confidence inspiring. It drinks like a polite uncle at a wedding. Not too much, not too little. Just enough to keep the party going. The Versys 1000 isn't just about power, it's about practicality. A liter class bike that sips fuel, carries you in comfort, and rides like this. It tours like no other. That's what makes it a true sleeper touring machine. The Versus 1000 tips the scale at 255 kilos, and you definitely feel it in parking or crawling through traffic. This isn't a city commuter. It's a touring machine that just happens to visit the city once in a while, only for a service. Hell yeah. Parking it in tight spots is basically a gym workout. Forget leg day. The Versus make sure you never skip arm day as well. The Versus 1000 may be heavy in the city, but on the open road, that weight transforms into stability and confidence. It's a touring sleeper built for highways, not city traffic jams. On paper, the Versus 1000 comes loaded with touring essentials. You get cruise control, traction control, and Kawasaki's corner management function, all designed to make long rides safer and easier. The windscreen is adjustable as well, giving you solid wind protection whether you're blasting highways or cruising guts. But here's the twist. While rivals flaunt their fancy TFT displays, the Versus sticks to a semi-digital cluster. Kawasaki basically said, you want tech? Go cruise yourself. Anyways, it's functional but not flashy. And honestly, that's the part of its charm. Less distraction and more riding. The Versus 1000 doesn't chase gadget hype. It gives you the tech you actually need for touring: cruise control, traction control, cornering safety, and comfort features that matter. Simple, effective, and built for the long haul. Okay, let's talk about what happens after you buy the Versus 1000. The ownership reality. Kawasaki's service network is decent in metros, but once you step into smaller towns, things can get patchy. Parts availability isn't always instant, so if you break something, be prepared to wait longer than a filter coffee at a sleepy highway dhaba. Well, the good news? Japanese reliability means you won't be visiting service centers too often. But when you do, here's a pro tip. Always call ahead before visiting. The Versus is rare enough that even mechanics might say, Versus what? Think of it as owning a rare pet. Everyone admires it, but when it needs a checkup, the vet might have to Google it first. Ownership of the Versus 1000 is about balance, reliable Japanese engineering, but a service network that sometimes needs patience. It's not mainstream, and that's exactly what makes it a sleeper touring machine. The Versus 1000 isn't just powerful, it's versatile. That 1043cc inline 4 delivers 120 PS and 102 Nm torque, but the real magic is how it puts that power down. From 40 km per hour to 130 km per hour in 6th gear. It pulls cleanly without a hiccup. No frantic downshifts, no drama, just smooth, tractable acceleration. Let me give you a demo of how nimble and great this motorcycle is. A tractable and versatile engine. Just see how I pull from 40 to around 130 in 6th gear effortlessly. So there you go. You saw how tractable and versatile that 1043cc inline 4 cylinder engine is. Now let's talk money. The Kawasaki Versus 1000 or the Versus 1100, the current generation model, sits at an ex-showroom price of 13.79 lakhs in India. That puts right in the ring with the bikes like the Ninja 1000 or Ninja 1100 SX, the Triumph Tiger 850 Sport, and the Suzuki V-Storm 800 DE. On paper, it priced like a premium tourer, but here's the catch. Kawasaki never really marketed it aggressively in India, so while rivals shout from the rooftops, Versus quietly waits in a corner, ready to be a secret weapon. What you're paying for is a bike that combines Japanese reliability, plush suspension, sofa-like comfort, and tractable power, all in one package. It may not have the flashiest electronics or the most aggressive styling, but for riders who value long distance comfort and stability, it delivers more than its price suggests. It's priced like a premium tourer but marketed like a shy cousin. Kawasaki basically said, "We built it, now you figure it how you want it." The Versys 1000 may not shout about its price, but when you look at what it offers, the comfort, reliability, and effortless touring, it's one of the best sleeper values in the liter class touring segment. This bike doesn't get the hype it deserves. It's comfortable, reliable, frugal, and surprisingly fun. It's not flashy, but it's a true mile muncher. The Versys 1000 doesn't chase hype, it quietly delivers where it matters. That's why it's underrated, and that's why it's a sleeper touring machine that deserves way more love. So, after thousands of kilometers, what's the verdict? Well, the Kawasaki Versys 1000 is not the loudest, flashiest, or most hyped bike in India, but it's one of the most dependable touring companions you can buy. It gives you plush suspension, sofa-like comfort, tractable inline 4 power, and Japanese reliability, all wrapped in a package that quietly delivers mile after mile. Sure, it's heavy in the city, and it doesn't have the latest TFT toys, but on the open road, transforms into a magic carpet. Would I buy it again? Absolutely, because once you go versus, you never versus back. The versus 1000 is like a friend who doesn't party but always shows up with snacks and good stories. Understated, underrated, and surprisingly lovable. So that's it for today's video, guys. Drop your thoughts in the comments, like, share, and subscribe for more happy helmet adventures. And if you're ridden the Versys 1000, tell me, is it India's most underrated tourer? See you all in the next video. Cheers, bye bye, ride safe.